Start ito ha. Okay, so good day everyone. Our group is going to present Noli Tangre and El Filibusterismo. So let's get started. God, shut up. Next. So my group mates are Bethany, Navidad, Queen, Panontongan, Mary Pasco, and me, Shaina, Sabac. Next. Okay, so let's start chapter 7, Noli Tangre. So the first one is if you were to draw a symbol that would best represent one current problem of the Philippines, what would it be? Identify this problem and illustrate a symbol for it in the box below. Then write a brief explanation about your symbol on the space provided. So as you can see here, the symbol is begging hands because in the Philippines, poverty is one of the main problems, and which is why it is a symbol for this topic that we have right now because you can see poverty everywhere you go, like in any city or province place that you go to, you can see poverty there. Okay. Lilo. Lilo. Ay kuska imong tingog mer kay dili ka modunggan.
Worksheet 1. The first question is, the banning of the Noli Tangre was recommended by. The answer is B. The permanent provision on censorship. For number 2, which of the following is considered as needed matters and reform according to result? The answer is B. Russians. For number 3, was considered the savior of the Noli due to the financial assistance he gave. Result for the printing of the novel. The answer is number B. Maxim Total. For number 4, the literal meaning of non-rectangular is. The answer is letter C. Lunch pack. For number 5, is the character that represents which meanings inclusively adding of Spanish officials to preserve their well-being. The answer is
Next slide na.
for number 6, results Noli was influenced by the novel of Harriet Years. Title A. The answer is letter D. Comes for number 7, result in this chapter is titled Guys, it implies its Maria Clara symbolizes spirituality and commitment. The parameter is the parameter symbol that consists of small components like each tends to strengthen the answer. So for the worksheet number 2, we have here the list of characters and its symbolism and their explanation. So for Ibarra, he symbolizes Jose Rizal as it represents a revolutionaries during that time who supported the idea of holding bloody revolt against the Spanish government. Next, we have Maria Clara that symbolizes as Leonor Rivera. She symbolizes the purity and innocence of a sheltered native woman during the time of Spanish occupation. We have Capitan Chago. He symbolizes rich native-born Filipino who oppresses their fellow countrymen in exchange for the influence and the riches that they might gain from the powerful association. Next, we have Basilio. He symbolizes innocence. He was wrongly accused of crimes they did not commit. And we have here Don Rafael Ibarra, which symbolizes rich Filipino who helped his fellow man. He helped young boy being harmed by a Spanish tax collector. So we have here Elias. He symbolizes Andres Bonifacio. He represents the common Filipino who is not aware of the injustices done to their countrymen but would also like to deliver them from their oppressors. Next, we have Father Damaso, who symbolizes Spanish friars. He has he has these dirty works of church in Rizal's time and is a comment on the Spanish control of the Philippines. Next, we have Sisa, who symbolizes Inang Bayan or the motherland,
God,
who
shut
represents as the
up!
motherland who was suffering as her character have suffered with the
Shut
loss of
up!
children. And lastly, we have Doña Victorina, who symbolizes a distorted view of their identity. Everything that is indigenous is
Biro!
inferior, and everything foreign as superior. It is the comedic form of colonial mentality that is according to her. For worksheet 3, why do why do you think Rizal wrote the original Noli Me Tangre in Spanish, considering it is the language of the colon, colonizers? Jose Rizal originally intended have the Me Tangre to be written in the French language because it was the lingua franca of the international community, as he intended to have it be ready by everyone in Europe. However, Rizal realized that in his French was not that proficient for prose writing, and instead he eventually wrote it in Spanish in order for the Spaniards to read and understand it. He actually intended the Spanish government to listen
Shut
to
up!
the grievances of the Filipino people about the
Bad.
abuses committed by the friars, as like as
Hey!
he did in the novels for the common Filipino people coming from the different groups to read it, since Tagalog was not the lingua franca of the Philippines when it was written. For the number 2, proof or contract text, Nolimitangiri is anti-clerical and anti-patriarchal. patriotic. Rizal's Noli is not an anti-clerical novel. It was just exposed of the abuse done by the Domitian and Augustinian friars. The book can never be anti-clerical because it did not criticize all the friars. Number three, between the Ilias and Ibarra, who, who do you prefer and why? Ilias is probably the most unique personality in Rizal's knowledge, much more than Ibarra. He personalized all the virtues of the villager: gratitude, ab- abnegation, sacrifice, and devotion to country. He was created with the love and devotion of Rizal's.
So for worksheet number 4, reflection. So what is freedom? How is type of freedom portrayed in the Noli Me Tangre? How is the situation in the novel similar or different from today? So freedom is the act to speak, think, and do actions freely. Lack of freedom is portrayed in the novel of Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo through the word that Rizal wrote about how Spaniards want to control us Filipinos, and was also included in the novel about the slavery of the Spaniards to the Filipinos. That I'm talking that. Don't go on the camera. The situation from the novel is different today because in the 21st century, we have more rights and more freedom than before. We have more opportunities and control. And now for chapter 8.
So we have here the instruction. The alternative title of the sequel is The Reign of Greed, which is the El Filibusterismo. Paste a picture, cut out or print out in the box that would best describe how you define greed. Write a brief explanation below to describe your symbol. So I have here the picture. So write a brief explanation below to describe your symbol. So in the picture, El Filibusterismo is exposed the greed of the Spanish conquistadors. It shows how greedy, evil, and corrupt the officials are. The content of this book was
Hey!
considered subversive, and it is created to awareness to the Filipinos, which consequently led to an aspiring. For the worksheet 1, multiple choice. Number 1 is blank is the main character of Elfely, who is affluent children. Our answer is letter C, million. Number 2 is blank is partially finance the publication of the Elfely, thereby attaining the reputation of being its savior. Our answer is letter B, Valentine Dura. Number 3 is who was Rizal's friend who write the warning and inscription on the title page of the Elfel? And our answer is letter D, Ferdinand Blumentritt. Number 4 is Elfeli was dedicated to, and our answer is letter Gobur. Number 5 is which among the following does not define Balearism? And our answer is letter B, Montana.
Kinsa na. Ako na lang basa ani. Okay, so for B, which is true or false, write Y if the statement is correct and N if the statement is false. So for number one, so N is false, two is true, three is false, four is true, five is false, six true, seven false, eight to nine is true, and 10 is false. So, self-explanatory na no true or false siya. So, next.
For worksheet number 3, comparative analysis, the settings of
Ay, Mer, kus kayo mong tingo kay hinay kayo.
the character of non-Kentucky ratings report versus Noli Sane, Agnes Ibarra, Maria Clara, Father Pasco, Diaz, Don Rafael Ibarra, Christine Basilio, Father Salve, Captain Tiago, or Don Tiago, Don Santiago de los Santos, the Ensign, Doña Consolacion, Dr. Tiburcio Liz, Espadanya, La Doctora Victorina de los Reyes Espadanya, L.T. Guevara, or Senior Guevara, Linares de Spellcaster, Don Filipo or Filipo, Isa, and Father Sibay. The plot of Noli the plot revolves around Mrs. Guevara, X-rays hire of a wealthy clan, returning home after 7 years in Europe and filled with ideas how to better the lot of his countrymen. Striving for reform, he is confronted by an abusive ecclesiastical vicary and a Spanish civil administration by turns different and brutal. The theme of Oliver Tangre is colonialism, religion, power, revolution and reform, education and isolation. The message of the Tangre is to defend people from foreign accusations of foolishness and lack of knowledge, to show how the Filipino people lived during Spanish colonial period and categorize the rules of his countrymen against the prison officials, to discuss what religion is believed and believed every time. Gonzales, Noli, and the plot of El Filibusterismo is what Mrs. Ibarra has changed his name and identity, which you will learn inside. In this guise, he travels the world amassing wealth, which he intends to use to topple the corrupt and abusive abusive regime in his native land. But Simon's real motive is personal. He wants to rescue his beloved Maria Clara from the convent and avenge the death of his father. In a horror on Christmas Eve, medical student Basilio recognizes Simon as the man who helped bury his mother Sisa under a tree over 10 years ago. Simon is in the forest to retrieve the gems he buried near Sisa's grave. As the film promises, all the secrets and intrigues and revealed and the plotter's plans fail. A good Filipino priest throws Simon's jiggle away, thereby eliminating the greed, violence, and other evils in my family. The theme of El Filibusterismo is vengeance, cruelty, patriotism, love and heartbreaks, and the right to education. The message of El Filibusterismo is the message of the loyalty in the present system of government in the Philippines, no corruption. The self-seeking officials dominated by the friars and laity submissive to their interest in one fashion or another, and only lead to disaster or simply.
So for the worksheet 3, short essay, so we have number 1, our filibusteros the same as the Batang Pasaway in the present generation? What happened? Announcing screen. Um, Prove your points by citing examples or specific situation. So the answer, so our answer is somehow, but not fully. Being fully visitor during the Spanish period in the Philippines means you went overseas. Um, means you went overseas and planned for a revolution. Being pasaway in Filipino is doing things even if it's restricted, prohibited, or will lead you to danger. The two align in terms of doing things even if there's a great probability that something unpleasant or harmful will happen to you. On the other side, being pasaway, sometimes doing the bad or breaking the rules, yet filibuster is the right thing to do to earn the freedom which is exclusively for you. Second question is explain why Rizal would never subscribe to the useless spilling of blood. Our answer is the statement has something to do with the revolution initiated by Andres Bonifacio, the Katipunan, or the KKK, who plans to revolt against Spanish colonizers. Rizal knows that blood will shed out to be useless if they will execute the plan of Bonifacio during that time because of the lackness of power and capability to protect themselves in terms of weapons and arms. They should be prepared and ready to confront the bomb as this point in time. Rizal knows they weren't ready. So for the so for the question number three, take a stand. Which is better, Rizal's diplomatic reform or Bonifacio's impulsive revolt? Depend your answer. So our answer is personally we always prefer the ones silent made by a pen, the one firmly used by intellect like Rizal's. But asking which one is better, both of them are great heroes, but Rizal used a highly educated way and uses his intellectual capability to protect his country. On the other hand, Bonifacio uses his available resources to execute the thing, the same with Rizal aspire for with the use of weapons. He gather all men and motivate them to earn the freedom they deserve. Both of them attain the freedom they want. Both of them are noble and great, and both of them are both the best.
And finally, for our reflection, what is the role of the youth in development and future of the society? So, youth is the future of society. The young generation simply needs to renew, refresh, and maintain the current status of society. When the youth contributes his ideas and energy to resolve social issues, he becomes a capable leader and can also make a difference in the lives of others. So, thank you for listening to our report, and that is all. Bye, guys.